Hey guys, it's Max. How's everyone doing? I just put out a new video. Go see it if you haven't. It's about there's two new ETFs coming out that are doing the FIRE methodology, financially independent, retire early methodology. Okay, the market's selling off this morning, so we're going to do the daily update. We're going to look at the ULTY and we're going to look at the YieldMax stocks, as well as SVOL and triple QY and all the ones we usually look at, see how they're doing. Just starting here with the market generally. We are going to look at some option stuff, but we'll put that at the very end. All right, just general stuff at the beginning. Anyway, market obviously gapped down big this morning and is sold off from there. It closed on the lows last night. I guess that should have been a hint that something was up. Anyway, it gapped down this morning. So that always makes me think, okay, my volatility metric. Has volatility gone up enough to make my trend following system switch from a bullish trend to a bearish trend? The system doesn't predict the future. It just gets on a trend and tries to ride it. No system can predict the future. I mean, if it could, then, you know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as free money. Being able to predict the future would be like free money. But let's see if this is to the point yet. We've reached the tipping point where we need to get on board with a short. So, of course, I have three inputs, VIX, VIX, and VIX futures. But anyway, VIX futures are the most public. And they switched bearish yesterday. So the public was all over this. So it doesn't, the following the VIX, the VIVIX, because it does what the pros do, doesn't always help me. The amateurs have been saying for a couple of days, and especially, yesterday around 1 or 2, they were saying, hey, something's up in any event. But I need 2 of 3, and one of them has to be VIVIX. Well, this is VIVIX. This is the most important one to me. So one of them has to be this one. It has to close 2 periods above. These are half-hour bars. We've closed one already. So in another half hour, if we're still above the 200-period moving average, which we most likely will, the trend following system will switch to a bearish trend. Okay, so we'll stay on top of that. Right now it's still bullish, but we'll see. It could be a fake out too. Maybe volatility comes straight back down and this is nothing. We'll see. But if it stays up here above the 200-day, like it did back here, look what happened when it did it back here. It got us a pretty good sell-off, pretty good low one-day sell-off. Okay, so now let's look at Russell. Russell's just about as weak as SPX is. SPX had a bigger gap down. That's going to hurt XDTE. And then we'll look, of course, at Qs. All right. Well, not looking great right now. Okay. So that is what it is. Let's now look at the Ultiverse. Okay. So Ulti has some new stocks today. They added XOXL, which is down. MondoDB, Crowdsource. Those are the main new ones that I noticed. Yeah, I think those are the 3 new ones. So the average constituent in their little index they put together for today is down 1.58%. ULTY, the ETF, is down 1.13%. So not really showing as much buffer as I usually like to see. So let's look at the ULTY grid. Basically, Jay's switched everything to and as per usual, I forgot to hide the trades. It doesn't even matter. You guys are used to it. Jay's pretty much switched this to a collar fund. Look at column I right here. I mean, you put a collar on it. These are the new ones down here. Soxel, Mondo BD. Soxel's triple leveraged semiconductors. CrowdStrike. I said CrowdSource earlier. I meant CrowdStrike, of course. I don't know what I was thinking. Pretty much a collar fund. The only position he has on that's not a collar is he has on a loaded dice trade in Disney. And then he has on a covered call spread in HIMS. HIMS was soft this morning. I was disappointed to see. I was hoping HIMS could keep it up longer, to tell you the truth. Okay, MSTR does a covered call. That's so other than a covered call spread for HIMS, a covered call for MSTR. a load of dice on Disney. Everything's callers. Okay. So let's now check out, we've already checked out the multiverse. Let's check out the single stock buffer report. Okay. Here's the index ones that I love so much. But the indexes are all pulling back today. So let's see which funds are doing the best and which one's doing the worst. In Spyland, ZIVB is doing the worst. That's because it's sensitive to volatility, and volatility's popping today. That's also why my system's getting ready to switch to bearish. But let's see what's doing the best. Look at that, T-SPY. Now, I've been dogging on T-SPY a couple of days because it led on the way down, but it's doing the best out of all of them today. SPY also looks really good. XDTE, I told you that one would have a problem because it gets penalized by the gaps, and it's down, catching just about all the downside. Sorry about that. I had to go let that dog in. Okay, so let's go back to what we were talking about. SPY-T catching a lot of downside, even more downside than iSPY, and even more downside than XDTE. All right, so but the worst performer of the day is the IVB. The best is either T-SPY or SPY-I. All right, so now over here to the NASDAQ land. The standout on the downside would be triple QT and QYLD, pretty much tied. Triple QI is not looking great either. The ones that are looking better are really AIPI, looks really good, and YMAX. Look at YMAX. That's impressive. That is really impressive that it's only down 74 bips. YMAG is down, but within tolerance. QILD catching a lot of downside. Triple QI looks pretty decent also. Now, ULTY today, when you compare it to the Russell, is catching more downside than the Russell. GPIX, the Goldman Fund. GPIX, what am I comparing that to? Oh, I'm comparing that to the S&P. Okay, well, unfortunately, that fund's catching a lot of downside. RYLD is catching more downside than the parent. Not a great day today in high yield land. Single stock buffer land. Let's see what's happening over here. Standouts on the good side are YBIT. And it must be the Bitcoin exposure that is saving YieldMax, the YMAX fund of funds. Because I can see here that YBIT is up. Tesla's up. So that means Tesla's up and up quite and doing well. Misty's up and catching a ton of upside. Coney catching a ton of upside. Okay, let's go. I forgot to check Bitcoin in the charts this morning, the initial chart. Let's check. All right, Bitcoin's just kind of grinding sideways. Coinbase finally turned around and started going back up. It's been pulling back for a couple of days. MicroStrategies, same thing. Finally, hopefully making a stand and turning around. So we'll see. The broader market's selling off, but some of the DeFi and crypto type stuff is starting to maybe take off again. Maybe we're having some rotation. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any idea what's going on with the market today, or maybe this pullback's just a viable dip. We'll see. We'll see. I'm a little bit alarmed about how much volatility blew up. Not always a great sign, but it's not always the end of the world either. All right, well, let's now look at, we're now going to look at options. Okay, now we're going to look at the ULTY options. We're not going to look at my stuff that I'm doing, view safe trades. We're going to look at ULTY. I put in 2 custom trades today, so I want to show them to you. Jay has on a new thing in NVIDIA. He has on, it's not working because the damn stock's selling off, but he has on a super bullish strategy where he has on a covered call spread that expires this week, but then he laddered in a caller that expires next week. Well, it's not working out right now because the stock's not cooperating, but I haven't seen him do that strategy. So I think maybe what he's doing is trying to switch from a covered call spread to a caller. And I think maybe that's more the thing we can take from the ULTY grid this morning. So let's look at the ULTY grid. It was like a few weeks or like a week ago when it first started, we had a lot of covered calls and a lot of covered call spreads, which are more bullish. Now it's all callers. A caller is a covered call, but a caller is a covered call with built-in downside protection. So notice this, Jay went to pretty much all callers last night. Did Jay know the market was going to crash or the market was going to open gap down this morning? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, he didn't know, but maybe he got cautious. Maybe, and I can't wait to ask Jay about that. If that factors into if the whole market's going to turn around, why not switch all of these to a caller so you have downside covered on all of them? And it looks kind of like that's what he's doing. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. So the NVIDIA trade is kind of exotic looking. The CrowdStrike trade is just your basic. It's your basic asymmetric badass freaking trade. Doesn't expire till next week. I bet you CrowdStrike is a earning stock. It's one of my trades. Let's see what else we have in here as far as ULTY trades go. ULTY Rocket Labs is up 835,000. This ULTY Disney trade is still up $500,000 today, even though the market's selling off. It was up more yesterday because it was up more here, but Disney's down today. But Disney could drop 3% more from here, and it still make a 472,000. This is a great trade. This is a beast, 6-legged freaking beast. Great job, Jay. Nailed that one. So that's the Disney trade. We adopted it for use at home, and I did it twice by accident, but I did it in two different time frames. One's up $939, one's up $850. In any event, if you followed along, look at this. The one that's up $850 doesn't expire till next week, and it just hit the ramping part of the curve. So a person could either sell this, take the $850, probably what I would do. But, or you can hang on to it if Disney's price keeps appreciating, at least until we get to 125, you're still along for the ride. This is the kind of the best of both worlds situation where you got a free YOLO shot. I love this strategy that we stole from Jay and adopted for home use. This is a loaded dice trade. Anyway, I hope some of you guys did this one. It's a great trade. Well, in any event, let's see what else we have on the ULTYverse. Their Kava trade's not working out. They have this Planeteer trade that's up about $250,000. Let's see what this is. This is kind of a custom badass trade. Yeah. So you can see they're catching extra upside. This is how these freaking things are designed to work, right? That's badass. I like that one. That one's doing well. Well, you can see they're all doing different degrees of well. I'm going to have some content later, bone up on options with Max. I gave you guys this trade yesterday, and it's not working out. This is an applied material earnings trade, and it had like a 80% chance of success or 75 or something. But anyway, this will happen to be the 25% that it was not successful. Well, anyway, apologize about that one. Hopefully you guys have the Disney one because that'll help offset it. And also, I really like this trade. I put on a hedge for the end of the week, like Monday or Tuesday, and I had content on this too. And it's a reverse max convexity just for the end of the week. And it was just betting. It was in the Russell, the IWM, and it was betting that the IWM couldn't go up more than 3% or something, or this thing would lose like $1,200. This thing had about $1,200 worth of risk if the Russell rallied. But if the Russell had sold off, it made an income. You had money to go to dinner or do something. You had $138, and now it's in the bonus time part of the equation. So this is like this is your free option paying off, or your, not really a free option, but it's an option that's embedded in another strategy that's paid for. That's, anyway, I love these types of strategies. This is also a loaded dice trade. We also stole this off Jay and adopted for home use. I did. I stole this, but this is a version of the loaded dice. So anyway, that one's working out. Applied Materials is not working out. Disney is working out. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Isn't that what Meatloaf said? All right. A little concerned about this market. I mean, it's 3 minutes. We just had a new period start. Oh no, we just had a new period close. Oh shoot. Okay. We are officially bearish on the system. Anyway, so the system has not been working great lately because the market's kind of been choppy. I told you this is a trend following system. So all it's designed to do is follow trends. But if there isn't a trend, then, there's nothing to follow. This buy signal wasn't a bad buy signal. They were right. It was going to go up but it didn't get us out in time. All right. Well, no guarantees. So now I'm going to switch this to sell. Now I'm also going to show you guys something. Now we have the time frame disagreement. The longer time frame, I think, is still firmly bullish. But the shorter time frame is now conflicting with the longer time frame. And I'll show you what I mean by that. All right. So in the longer time frame, we key off the daily volatility. Now, oh no, it's over the okay. We're bearish in both time frames because it blew back up over its 200-day moving average, and hell, it's halfway through its Bollinger Band. So I didn't realize it had gone that far. Yeah, so something's up. People are putting on hedges, so we'll see. Could be a fake out, could be nothing, but right now we switched it. Right now the path of least resistance is to the downside. Like I say, sorry I didn't warn us earlier. All right, guys. Well, that's it for now. I'm going to go make some content on. We're going to look at some earning stocks for maybe next week, and we'll look at a few things in our options class today. So be looking for that in like an hour. If you haven't seen the show on the new fire funds, that should be out right now. So go watch that and let me know what you think about it. I kind of talked about different stuff than I usually talk about. I talked about my investment philosophy and just different things. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys. You guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe to Option Strat. Don't forget to like and subscribe to me. Don't forget I have a PayPal. You can send me money if you want to. Anyway, all right, guys. Take care.